and it's an art project. But we do many different things that maybe you can't put in an art context. And so that's why sometimes you can ask people who participate in our meetings and our events that maybe they won't say it's art, it's something else for them. That's okay. I would like to tell you how it all started. No? There it is. Yeah. So we were doing some research for something called NAV in Norway. Maybe you met some people from there. The Norwegian Labour and Welfare Administration. And we were interviewing people who came out from the NAV office, asked them questions about why did you go to NAV? Did you get the help that you needed? And what kind of service did you get? And a lot of the people that we talked to, we realized they were immigrants, and they didn't understand that I had many questions, and I thought that they were supposed to help me find a job, but they said, no, we don't do that here. And so after interviewing, I think, 30 people, one of the guys came to us and said, you know what, we should do something about this, because there's so many people who come to Norway, particularly after the financial crisis in Europe, that doesn't know where to find information, who doesn't get the help that they need, they don't know how the Norwegian culture works, and so on. So that's why we decided to start searching for the good life. And we are 4 people in the project management, 2 Norwegians and 2 immigrants. And what we also try to achieve is that it's a journey, and it's exploring how we can meet. And it's not necessarily that always finding work is the key. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's bonding with someone. Or maybe it's understanding a bit about the language. Or maybe it's telling a story. It can be many different things. Yeah. And so we use many different kind of methods. And so when I say it's an art project, it's art in a very broad sense, because we use food as a very big part of the method that we cook food together, we sell food to other people, and use that as a tool to connect with each other. The meal time. Important. And also we share stories. We also have events where we try to connect people. We create portraits. What else do we do? We also have open space workshops where we discuss different kind of topics. Yeah, that's just a few. And this is not, this is a mix of voluntary and business. So it's not pure voluntary work and it's not pure business, it's a mix. And so maybe you could put it in the social entrepreneurship category, maybe not. It's a kind of a hybrid thing. Yeah. So sometimes I think it's a bit difficult to talk about this project, because it's not like you can put it in this box, because you can't. Because it also belongs in all the boxes. And some of our challenges is that a lot of people that we meet or come to our meetings, they're in a stressful situation. They say, okay, do you have like a wall where you post all the available jobs here in Oslo? And we say, no, we don't have that. We talk to each other. A job, you can find it through word of mouth, not necessarily in an ad. And so there are many different cultural things or systemic things that many immigrants don't understand about how we do things here in Norway. It's also, when you ask someone to tell their story, first you have to build trust to telling that story. And maybe also one of our challenges is to get people to commit for a longer period of time. Some of the people who are part of our project, they have been there from the beginning, and some just come once, twice, and then they disappear, and we don't hear more. And maybe that's because the project isn't something that fit for them, and that's okay. But being part of it and taking the space, it's can be difficult to get people to do that, to be visible. This is an event we did on Saturday. This Saturday we were on something called Stemmer fra Sagene, which is a cultural festival. People from many different countries doing different stuff. And we have, how to attract Norwegians. Our idea is that it's not just a project with immigrants, but it's also with Norwegians. Because finding a bench or a space where people can meet, do things together, it's not always so easy. Because in Norway, many people group together from different kind of countries, but maybe it's not so much communication, dialogue in between. It can be lacking. And so we have been discussing and working with what can we do to attract Norwegians into meeting or doing things together with us. And Norwegians are very curious in other cultures. We are very curious when it comes to languages. We like to travel a lot. We like to taste new food. And so why not use that? And several of the people who are part of the project wanted to meet on Saturdays, Saturday night. And I thought, no way you're going to get Norwegian coming to a meeting on a Saturday night. Then it have to be very, very important for them to come. Because we do other stuff. And so we had a long discussion, and then we decided, okay, Sundays. We can meet on Sundays, that's okay. After church. Yeah. If I could give you one tip from the experience that we had, is that you have to network. You have to go to places, or you should go to places, even though you don't know people, and try to connect with people who are not a part of your community, who maybe doesn't come from the same country as you do, or doesn't speak your language. As I said before, that a lot of the jobs, they're going through word of mouth. And people talk about available jobs when they meet in an informal activity. And when you meet a Norwegian, you have to ask for help. Because, and there was an American guy who told me this, I didn't know this. just recently, he said, when you meet a Norwegian and you tell about the challenges you have, he wouldn't say, okay, but I know this person or have this place where you can go to, or something like that. He said, no, you have to ask. You have to say, do you know someone who can help me? Do you know somewhere I can do this? Because I don't know if it's a part of the way we think or something, but you have to ask us. But if you ask, of course, we have an answer or we can help you. But you have to ask. Yeah. So I think maybe that's my 3 tips. Yeah. Thank you.